Now I'm a clinical sexologist doing a PhD in sex. Like, have you ever met a person who has a PhD in sex? Well, in sexology,
Until now, no.
but it's like, okay, I'm gonna have a hopefully PhD in sex. I like that. I like that. Even people say like titles don't matter. No, I think names matter, titles matter. But it's not like what somebody calls you. It's like what or you call yourself.
Right.
When I first was called the Wow Woman, I was like, me? I had such an imposter after that book. Wow, and I did my trainings. I called them Wow this, Wow body, Wow this and that, and somebody called me the Wow Woman. Really, I was feeling no, not me. I'm just a little. But then I embraced it. Yeah, I'm gonna be called a Wow Woman. That's me. Like I'm gonna own it. Who doesn't like it? Like that. Then you're not my client. You're not my audience. You're not somebody. You're not from my world. And good. And I'm glad I got to learn this. That wasn't always like this, obviously. Like I was no. I was a good girl, and then I became me. Better or worse.
Yeah.
Whatever. I can be both. That's the thing. I can be both. And a lot of women can. They have to be those good girls because they used to. They used to be like to go for their fathers, for their mothers, for whoever is a society, and we're suffering because we're not accepting that those shadow parts, which we always have. Without black, there's no white. Mm-hmm. We have to accept those shadows. Once I've learned to accept the shadows, because we oftentimes do what other people think want from us, but like actually get to the core of what do I want. That's important to realize at this moment of my new life. I realized it was sexology. The minute I was like, oof, that's what I want. And it took me some time to admit this to myself. Because it's like, it's not like sex is a taboo topic. And I called my daughter, I said, I'm going back to school. She's like, okay, yeah, knowing you, I'm not, even though I promised myself to never go back to school again. I lie quite often.
But now you're going back on your own terms.
So and my daughter was like, so what are you studying now? I'm like, sex. She's like, Mom, you were all about success. I'm like, no, sex.
That's funny.
It's like, oh, okay, it is what it is. So I was like, relieve that because there's my mom, there's my daughter. We're still kind of, kind of good girls.
Yeah.
Shame is a big thing.
So what is being a sexologist or sex expert, like what does that entail?
Educating people and supporting people and helping them have a better sex life.
Okay.
And sex, again, it's not just the movement part. It's not the technique, even though techniques are important. Techniques are so important. We can talk about that too. But it's about communication. It's about body image. Mm. It's feeling in the body. It's a big part of being sexy and sexual. And there's a thing that I call sensual charisma. There's sex appeal. There's fantasies. There are fears.
Is there
guilt?
Yeah. Is there correlation between sex health and health? Yeah.
Of course. Yeah. It's a hormone. Hormones are big. Cortisol, stress, diabetes, and erectile dysfunction is diabetes is causing it because the blood flow is not happening. Can get it up. Yes. So sexual health
very
absolutely. That's why being a health coach and now sexual wellness, it's kind of
goes hand in
hand. But mentally, guilt. Yes, for a lot of men, guilt is a big thing.
When you say guilt, what do you mean? For men?
Well, mostly it's men want more sex. Not as much, and there's a mismatch.
It's because we're like three-peckered puppies.
It's because you can't deal with your shit, and it's a way for you to escape reality. No, there's so many different aspects of this, but usually it's that, and women, and he genuinely loves his wife or partner, but she's doesn't want to have the same amount, and it's not just the amount, it's the ways. Like men are more into exploring different things. Okay, let's try this, let's try that, let's try. I've seen this on porn. My friends were talking about. I never watched it, but I heard. And women again conditioned because conditioned to be the good girls. They're like, oh, I could never do this. And he feels guilty now because he can't talk about this to his woman, unfortunately, because she's being this Mother Teresa. But it's actually a thing in sexologist. There's a mother whore complex where
Did you say mother whore?
Madonna whore. There's two sides of it: Madonna or whore. Madonna being like that sacred woman who is, like the mother of your child.
Right.
And on the other side, he wants her to be like his sin out there on porn, right? He can't put those two things together. And sometimes he really loves his wife, but he can't have sexual relationship with her because she can't be that whore. And like she's a Madonna, she can't put those two roles together. And again, he's feeling guilty because like I don't want her, and that's a thing. And we work on.
But it's wrong. But it's a very. I don't know if wrong is the right word, but that's not the case though. Like you know what I mean? Like
for you?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. I mean, I think that you don't. Again, that's how a lot of people are viewing it. When at the end of the day, you have to open your mouth and tell your wife what you want. And you have to also accept the fact that you're getting best of both worlds, the queen and the, whore, as you put it. I would never call my wife a whore, but you know what I'm saying?
No, but it's you didn't.
No, I know
you didn't create that.
I'm joking,
it's actually a thing. No, that's the ideal situation.
Yeah.
But that
Do you
is
think
the problem.
that? Because we hear this all the time. Exactly what you described is something that's very prevalent conversation that happens in the world, and
in the men's,
and especially
in the sauna. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I mean seriously, like you hear married men frustrated all the time about that very thing. Yeah. How do you address that with like do you talk to like partners, or do you typically talk one-on-one with people?
I'm not there yet. Working with couples is a next step.
Yeah.
And I want to mention my interest in this a little bit later. Remind me. But it's usually okay if a guy comes into the office and he says, "Well, but my wife is this and that," and I said, "Well, you were here.
Yeah.
We're dealing with you. She doesn't have a problem."
Right.
She's okay. You have the problem. I'm not going to change her. Let's talk to you. Let's see where, what part we can change in you, or maybe have you understand, or have you accept, on where you picked up that you can see that. Was it like this before she had kids? What excited you in her before 3 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever. So we see where this thing started and how things can be changed. There are different techniques where you journaling like your feelings. Oh my God, okay, that's why. It's about awareness. A lot of things we fix by just becoming aware of where that it came from. Maybe it's like your parents were like this. Maybe it was your father's thoughts. It's not even your thought. It was the idea of your father who couldn't do this. And now you subconsciously want to be loyal to your father. You want to be like your father because you love and respect him. And that's how he was to your mother. And that's how you picked up on your like 5-year-old kid. And you remember like, oh, yeah, it's not like that. I'm actually pretty open about that, and it's okay. I can actually see in her the both sides, and like that woman who is a Madonna and a whore at the same time.
I mean, is that your stance? Like, as far as like women should be both?
Women shouldn't be anything.
Okay.
Women can choose whatever they choose to be. I am very pragmatic. I'm okay. If this doesn't work for you, change it.
Yeah.
If it works for you, you okay with that? That's fine. Some women are okay with their men. I don't like this word, cheating. I really don't like that. He goes and he has sex with other women. Some women are okay with that, believe it or not, for some other reasons. Or maybe she's like, okay, good, he's not touching me. That's fine.
That's terrible.
They're not being judgmental.
Yeah,
people
yeah.
are different.
Right.
Really, we have our own set of beliefs, but some other people are okay with threesomes. Some other people are okay with whatever, gangbang. Some men enjoy seeing a woman like being pleasured by 10 men. There are different things happening. I know.
Different
that's
things.
what. We don't talk about it. Like even you're so like advanced, and you're like, no. I see the body language, right?
I mean, not like I'm scared of it. Just I'm not into it. So it's not.
You don't
and again,
have to be.
I'm not.
You don't
to
have
each its
to
own.
be.
To each its own.
Exactly.
To each its own.
But I'm saying that there are options, and sometimes we don't know those options.
Mm-hmm.
But by exploring those options, maybe something will work for you. Or
Right.
not for you, perfect. But those people, we're talking about those people. Those. When we know different options and way of doing it.
Does anything surprise you,
Oh, nothing.
or have you heard it all?
I've
at
heard
this
it all.
point?
Yeah. No, I was interested in this before I started doing it myself. I mean, professionally, not myself sexually, and myself sexually too. It's just kind of I realized that it's an interesting world, but it's so taboo. But I'm interested in taboo. I'm interested in things that are underground. So I'm still like touching the waters. I'm not there yet. There's the BDSM, which is a different power control thing where it's consensual and you can.
You're giving me Samantha from Sex and the City vibes.
Yeah,
Right now.
I
A little
love
bit.
her. Yeah, I love her. she's good. She's sexy. So yeah, there's a lot of things that still have to be. I want. I don't need anything. I want to explore.
Yeah.
There's a lot. Yeah, psychedelics. I want to mention this.
Okay.
It's something.
I just had an expert on
Oh yeah.
that does
On
psychedelics.
what?
On mushrooms.
Mushrooms.
Yeah, and then I also had a guest that was a specialty on DMT. So that was a fascinating one, really fascinating.
Okay, it's so interesting because I think that's another. I wouldn't say it's a new world, but it's kind of where we started talking about. Like we started talking about sex. I think MDMA has a potential for couple therapy treatment. It wasn't approved by FDA back in this August for treatment of PTSD. Hopefully it will one day, and then it will open up possibilities for couples therapy. Because that's
definitely hopefully it's like by prescription, because you deal with
it has to
all
be
this tampered stuff nowadays,
underground
like
market,
fentanyl and all this crap. So
let's separate the fentanyl and MDMA. That's just like
well, no, I'm saying that you can get MDMA if you're getting it from the street. It could have fentanyl.
that's
in
why
it.
if
So it should
FDA
be
is approving it, then
right, exactly,
it's off. Yeah, it's going to be used off label for couple therapies,
Right.
but people are still doing it now, and it's helpful because you mentioned one of the conversation you mentioned having all those masks, and this thing helps you like remove those masks in like an hour, 2 hours.
Your inhibitions go out the window.
Right, and two people sitting there and like been together for 25 years, all of a sudden they're like raw, naked, they're totally exposed, and they totally themselves.
Yeah.
And then they can talk about their real issues and become really close in no time. I think it's amazing. I really want to study this more and get into this world of maybe helping people.